Arsenal have just made a big statement in the Premier League. They've just beaten Fulham 3 goals to nil. That is the best performance we've seen from Arsenal in quite a while. And this comes at the right time because, like I said, every single game from now to the end of the season, Arsenal have to win if they're going to win those 2 trophies that they're looking for. And right now in the Premier League title race, goals are extremely important. If Man City win all their games, this comes down to goal difference. So Arsenal getting 3 goals in this game today was extremely important, and it puts the pressure on City. All of a sudden, City have 2 games to play, but then they have at least 4 goals to score without getting anyone behind them. So I think Arsenal have done the right thing finally, and it looks very good for them. And it was a much better performance. I think from top to bottom, it was a fantastic game for Arsenal. And honestly speaking, I think Fulham didn't realize what they had in this game, because if they won this game, they would have gotten to sixth. But I never really thought Fulham stood a chance in this game, even before the game. But Arsenal did the job. And it gives them the momentum to go into that Atletico game on Tuesday, feeling good, feeling confident, knowing that they can score goals. So honestly, if you're looking at this as an Arsenal fan, this was a fantastic and perfect result. And let's see if they can keep the momentum and try and get more wins on the bounce heading to the final few games of the Premier League season and also for the Champions League run-in. But let's talk about this because, like I said, I've been talking about goal difference for quite a while. When Arsenal won their game against Newcastle 1-0, I was like, do you guys realize that you're going into a final battle against Manchester City based on goal difference? It is always going to be very difficult. I don't think Man City will drop points in this final few games of the season. I think it's going to be very tough. Now, don't get twisted, it's football. Anything can happen. Arsenal could drop points. Man City could drop points. But what I keep saying is, I need you to, when you're in a title race, when you're first, when you have an advantage, try and make sure you are still on top. Put everything as much as possible into your own hands. Get as many goals as you can. Get as many wins as you can. So I was a bit disappointed by Arsenal when they started to drop points. There was a point where they were 9 points clear. All of a sudden, there was a point where Man City were level on goals, level on wins as well, and also top of the table. So if Man City win their next 2 games, 2-0, 2-0, they're back on top on the table. But the point is, Arsenal need to do what they have to do. You can't just be winning 1-0. Winning games, extremely important. If you do not win, there's no point of even thinking about goal difference. But you have to win, and you have to win well. There's nothing more frustrating than losing the points, losing the title based on 1 point or by goal difference. I can just imagine how frustrating that is, because when you're playing against Man City, it's always going to be difficult. So I think I'm really impressed by Arsenal, because we know that Arsenal can score goals. At the beginning of the season, they were not struggling to score goals. Yes, a lot of people were saying set pieces here and there. Set pieces are part of football. You have to score with any means you can. But in general, I just think that Arsenal have just been thinking about just winning games. But I think they realized today, or finally clicked in their heads, that you don't just have to win, you have to win well. So I liked the way they took control of the game. From the moment the game started, they were in full control. They were aggressive. They were on top of everything. They didn't really give Fulham a sniff in this game. Like, almost every challenge that came, you could see the Arsenal players were first to it. They were running from top to bottom. Their defensive display today was also really good. Attacking wise, they were also really good. Got a lot of shots. I have to say that Bukayo Saka was amazing today. Bukayo Saka played so well today, and since he came back from his injury, you could see how good he's been. So I do have to commend Saka in this game particularly. Also Viktor Gyökeres. What a display. And I think Arsenal, I will get to Gyökeres very soon, but Arsenal have maybe just started to see how to utilize Gyökeres. Gyökeres is a good striker. Maybe he's not the best striker in the world, but he's a good striker. So I think in this particular game, they really utilized how good he can be, making those runs and getting things to him. But, for now, let's talk about other things. Like I said, they were taking control. And after slipping up so many times, this is the time for them to actually be aggressive, take the front foot, try and be the ones who are setting the pace, set the pace for Man City. Let Man City have to feel the pressure, like, oh, if we don't score up to 4 goals in our next 2 games, or if we don't get our goal difference up in the next 2 games, we're going to be second. So it's not just about winning, but now being on top, being on the front foot. And that's what Arsenal did today, which I'm impressed by, because I know that they can do it, and they're finally doing it again. But let's talk about Viktor Gyökeres, because wow, 2 beautiful goals today. two really good goals, and you have to also commend Saka for his play today. Saka and Gyökeres were on the same page today. It was fantastic. I've always been saying it. I said it a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago when I was first starting this channel less than 5 months ago. Viktor Gyökeres, I think you need to be patient with him, and I think you need to get the right style of play for him, because today you can see how good he could be. Even against Atlético Madrid, he had a good game. The way he was running, making those runs, they were able to get the passes to him. You can tell that this guy is a talented footballer. Maybe he's not the best overall striker in the world, but you can utilize him and you can make him look as good as possible. So in this game today, I was really impressed with the way he was running, the movement, the positioning. For the first goal, I thought it was fantastic. And the second goal as well, what a beautiful header. Like, that was a fantastic header. Great run and great assist by Trossard. Also, his assist for Saka. Like, we're talking about a player who just got 2 goals and 1 assist in one game. And some Arsenal fans think he's not good. If you play well, if you play to his own game, if you play his style of football, you will definitely get the best out of him. Now he's won you a game, literally 3-0, and he was involved in all 3 goals. That is exactly what he was brought into this team for. So I think we need to really, really commend Gyökeres. As much as you want to say bad things about him when he doesn't do well, I think it's only fair that you must also commend him when he does well as well. So, like I was saying, like, fantastic for him. And now he has 21 goals for Arsenal this season. The next highest player has 11, I think is Martinelli. 11. So he has 10 more goals than the next highest goal scorer in Arsenal. So really, he needs to get his flowers. I think we need to give him his flowers for everything. So honestly speaking, I was also looking at how Arsenal are going to manage this game, because they know they have a game in 3 days against Atlético Madrid, which is a very, very important game for them. They have to win that game. And you could see that Arteta had his mind on it. Yes, he wanted a great start, and I think it was a great start. And, you know, once they got 3-0 up, it was about, okay, could we get another goal? It would be nice if we get another goal. If we don't get another one, so be it. But let's just play good football. And that's what they did today. 3 goals, and they ended up protecting their lead. You can see that they took Saka off, because Saka has been fantastic since he came back from his injury. I have to be very, very honest about that. But the point is, he took him off. You're leading 3-0. You basically won the game. So taking Saka off, resting him for the Atletico game, very smart in my opinion. Getting some other players, you know, getting them some minutes. Madueke getting 45 minutes. Dalman coming off the bench to get some minutes as well. I think that was good from Arsenal in terms of their game management. And I thought defensively they were very good. Let's talk about how good they were when it came to different chances that Fulham got. Because in the second half, Fulham looks like the better side, but Arsenal were just solid defensively. Like, everything that came, the Arsenal defenders were equal to everything. Gabriel had a good game. Saliba had a good game. I have to say White was maybe a bit of the, maybe not the best, but he also did have a good game as well. And Calafiori, literally unlucky. He basically almost put the ball in the net twice. Once and he was called off for offside. The other time, he hit Leno's head and hit the bar. So Calafiori was a bit unlucky going forward, but defensively, he was also really solid. But we have to talk about Miles Lewis-Skelly. I don't understand how this guy doesn't play more minutes. Every time he plays for Arsenal, you can see how good he is. He's fantastic on the ball, very good at making tackles, very good at intercepting, get very good at getting the ball from nowhere. He's just so solid, and he's so young as well, so that means he can still grow in leaps and bounds. This is a player that's fully talented, and we can see how good he is. Today against Fulham, he was fantastic. I think he was a 10 over 10 for me. Winning the ball, getting fouls, you know, like, I just think everything he did today was almost perfect. Almost perfect, basically. In fact, you could say he was perfect. And I think with that kind of game, you see why he's, you know, a good player to always bring in when you need help. And I think there's a world in which he could end up starting more games, getting more minutes for Arsenal, because he's clearly showing his worth. Anytime he's called upon, he steps up and he makes a good game for them. So I think, in all honesty, Miles Lewis-Skelly for me was the most impressive player in this game against Fulham. He was fantastic, protecting everything, getting everything he needed to do, and securing a good win for them. So when you look at it, now there's pressure on Man City, because I said it before, if Arsenal win this game, they have 6 points above Man City. Now Man City still have 2 games to play. If they win those 2 games, they're level on points, but the 3 goals that Arsenal scored today really, really helped to make it a bit more difficult for Man City. Now, Man City can score goals. In fact, in their last 5 games, I think they've scored up to 14 goals. So we're not talking about a side that may not be able to score goals. But now there's pressure to score those goals. It's not just about winning games. You also have to score a number of goals. When there's that pressure, it becomes a bit more difficult. You know, things become a bit nervy, especially with the fans. Now, you're going away to play Everton, who are really good as well. So I think generally, like, it's going to be very important for Man City to get those wins because now, it's not as easy as it looked before. Arsenal was scoring one goal here and there, but now they've scored three today. And you know that their next few games, in the next few rounds of the Premier League, they still play Burnley, who have been relegated, at home. So that's going to be a very big game for them, and Arsenal could really run it up in terms of the number of goals that they're scoring. So I think now the pressure is back on Manchester City, and that may make things a bit more difficult for Pep and his men. But I do think that it's still going to be a fantastic race till the end. I want to know in the comments, let me know what you think. Do you think, or where do you think the Premier League is going to this season? Because now it's an open race. Anybody can win it, especially all the people, especially with the way this game has gone. Arsenal are showing that they're ready to go to the final day scoring goals. Now, everybody who says Arsenal are butlers, like, I think we just need to be a bit more objective with our thinking. They've not done it the last 3 years, but now they're doing what they have to do, and they're still in the race with 3 games to go, and they have the advantage. So please, can we just be a bit more objective with our talking about Arsenal? I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I'm being objective as objective as I can be. Arsenal are doing what they have to do, and they're getting the results they have to get. So the question is, will they be able to get it over the line? Will Man City be able to score as many goals as they need to? Or will Arsenal be able to do what they have to do to get the job done? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video to this point, please make sure you like the video, share with a friend who you think might enjoy this kind of content, and please subscribe. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Like, in the past 7 days, we've gotten over 70 subscribers, and this is a channel that I started literally less than 5 months ago. So thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate every single one of you who has subscribed. If you got to this point and you haven't subscribed, I think you should. You probably did enjoy the video. So thank you so much for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.